What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third and Longhorn, where we are recapping Texas's 39-31 overtime victory over Arizona State. And before we start, can we all just take a deep breath and a sigh of relief here?
I've been doing that.
Welcome. You should tell everybody, welcome back to 4th and 13.
Dude, the fourth and five's always been in the lore. 4th and 13 might get added into that. But man, I will say on this show, I believe we all pride ourselves on being professionals and doing things professionally. We over prepare for all these episodes. I will say that I think none of us are ready to unpack currently what happened. But let's just start. I want to hear. Let's go, Hills. I want to hear your quick thoughts, man.
Well, first, Arizona State defense, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. For the life of me, I still don't understand. I'm going to have to go back and watch this all over again. I still don't understand how we were not able to enforce our will in the run game. We are better when we are balanced. Yeah. That is without a doubt true. And I have not, the only game I've seen us being able to not be balanced was Georgia. Consistently for 4 quarters, and in this case, 6 quarters. Right. For the life of me, I just do not understand. I'm like, what were they doing that was just so? I know we had some guys banged up front, but that's just not an excuse. Yeah. The talent difference, and it's not like it's talent that I'm asking more from talent than talent has given me. Over the course of the season, we've been able to run the football. Right. Yeah. We've gotten better at running as the season has gone on. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just give an emotional, response to what I think I just seen in the run game. But I'll tell you, the numbers say that we lost the hitting battle up front today. On the offensive side of the ball.
30 carries, 53 yards for our running backs, our rushing attack. Trey Wisner, 18 carries, 45 yards. His long was 7. And Jaden Blue, 4 carries, 4 yards, with 3 of those coming on 1 carry.
No explosive plays on the ground today.
Not one.
Wow. You
That's a big deal.
You played 4 quarters and 2 over. No explosive plays on the.
7 yards was our
give
longest.
Give Arizona State their credit.
100%.
Give them their credit.
Adrian, what do you got?
Kind of to piggyback on what Jay Hill said, I think the main thing when we get in trouble with the run game is when we don't feature it early. So we pop it off with 2 passes, 2 explosive passes, 1 goes for a touchdown. Then we come out again and we still don't really feature the run game. So when you sprinkle it in here or there, it's hard to get your feet after that because now Arizona State got a beat on you. And a thing that I was talking about before we got on the show is I'm not a huge fan of first down pass, second down run because like the defense is expecting that. They know if they stop you first down with the pass, they know that most likely you're gonna run the ball to make it more manageable for third down. But we'll get to that later. I think overall it's kind of been the story that has been the whole season for us and really the whole tenure of Sark. Like we come out great in the first half and then we have like a third quarter lull. And then in the fourth quarter we figure it out. Find a way to like ice the game, and I just don't understand why that happens. Like the coaching is there, the players are there. I don't understand why we have that third quarter lull. It kills us, but we got it done today, and we'll talk more about
AP, it. Though, like the problem is with that is what we've seen today. Yeah, to date. Obviously, outside of the 2 that we lost to Georgia. Yeah. But to date, whenever we needed to make that play in the fourth quarter, we made it and kind of put the game away.
Right.
We just played the scrappiest team I've seen.
Yeah.
They just kept clawing and scratching and clawing and scratching
Real
and clawing.
Street fight. Real street
fight. They turned that game into a street fight. And they swung until they couldn't. They Scatterboo throwing up on the sideline. Them boys just kept swinging. Now, they end up losing the fight. But this feels like a real-life Rocky story.
That team will be back. That team will be back.
You know what I mean? What am I watching? Am I watching?
It's crazy when you and I'll let DJ get it soon, but it's crazy when you win a game and you leave feeling like you lost. like
I'm not mad at that feeling though going
me too.
forward.
Right. 'Cause
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Because you always want to advance. It's always better to correct after a win than it is after a loss, especially when it's one and done like now. But you can't help but think, like, bro, what happened?
Yeah.
DJ, what do you got?
And I'll add to that. Man, I'm still like my heart's beating and stuff.
Sweating. Crazy.
It was like one of those fights where you see Texas and you look at me like y'all won, right? Because he got a black eye here, a little scrape on here, but we are battle tested. I mean, it's one of those things where we didn't play up to the standard that we expected to. Offensively, we started out fast, right? Honestly, when it was 14-3, 17-3.
I thought it was go time.
Kick your feet up.
I was like,
Hills texted, man. I was like feeling good.
yeah, I kind of got beside myself. It was like, all right, guys, we got this.
Yeah.
I got comfortable, started eating chicken wings and chilling. But man, I tell you what, when you say scrappy, this is a scrappy team. You got to give ASU their credit. Scatterboo, it's everything what they
play ball.
yeah.
Scatterboo, I apologize to you, man, because I watched the pregame show
I
with
told
y'all.
you that boy could play ball.
And I was like, he's straight.
Yeah.
But
No,
after
he
today,
ain't like that.
all right, you got it, bro.
Yeah, but man, I'll tell you what, we got through this one. It's one of those things where it's a lesson learned. We know what we have to do going forward. We will not see a Scatterboo again throughout this. Not like that.
No.
I mean, Scatterboo. I mean, he rushed for 146 yards. He had 99
yards.
Yeah,
And
42 yards pass.
Yeah, through a touchdown.
I felt like
Missed everything, right?
It was a moment from Friday Night Lights, and he can pass. Golly.
No, but I mean, man, I'm glad we got out of this. We know we have to play better when it comes to the quarterback position with Quinn, especially in the third quarter. Going in at halftime, ASU did not have any momentum at all. They're wondering, hey, what are we going to do? How are we going to stay close? We come out and just kind of
Play
had
around.
a slump. We didn't do nothing in the third.
We do what we
nothing.
do every week, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, we didn't, I guess, against Clemson, but it's generally 3 and out, and then the other team gets back and gets a score.
Look at it, though. I mean, you talk about, first of all, you what Arizona State did wasn't surprising if you watch Arizona State on offense or on special team. Just the character of the team and the way that fake punt on 4th and 9 on your own 18 down to 14 in the first half.
Yeah.
You gotta know it's coming.
You know this guy will call that.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
That was gutsy.
But
Yeah.
they called it.
Yeah.
And though they got nothing out of it, it killed the rest of that clock.
Yeah.
Right? They got to the half. Who knows what was said? Best player on defense comes back, and as soon as he comes back, he makes a play.
Come on, safety.
You know what I mean? And then they get that ball. They then drive down the field and put up 3 more. All of a sudden, what was 17-3 Texas with the ball at coming out of half, and you're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Turns into a 8-point game.
Yeah.
A 9-point game, 17-8 at that time. And I'm like, hey, this is the moment where this goes one way or the other. You go 24-8. I'm like, we avoided it. Should be good from here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But it's really all about moments that create momentum. So you have plays like that. When you have that momentum swings, they were feeding off of it, and they're a scrappy team, man. And they played up. They played up today.
Yeah, they did. They for sure
played
did.
up today.
They outkicked their coverage.
And with us on our running game, we gotta commit more to the running game. Last week we committed to Clemson with the running game with Wiseman and those guys. But this week, I think with the penalties, that hurts you too. That kind of puts you behind the chains. When you have false starts, you go 1st and 15. It's hard to run the ball now.
Okafor called that one.
Yeah, he
Oak
did.
called that one.
He
He
did.
said, show me the penalties at the end of the game, and I'll tell you.
He said penalties and turnovers.
And on and when you play against Ohio State or Oregon,
Ohio State
no
up
shot.
14-0.
No shot.
can't do it.
Ohio State up 14-0 right now, by the way. They're serious.
Yeah.
They are
We
for
knew
real.
we knew that. Though.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should talk about. I saw something really, really interesting. It was such a strange game, right? And I'll give Arizona State their credit. They played a heck of a game. I still believe this game should not have been as close as it was, and they played their hearts out. But I do think there's something interesting with the crazy way the game started, right? Like we get a quick 2 scores or two play score, and then our next possession is the punt return for the touchdown.
Yep.
And so the defense ends up being on the field more, right? Positive things happening on offense, but the defense sits on the field more.
True.
And this defense was on the field for over 95 plays today. And I'll give Arizona State credit, I think they were at 514 total yards.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but our defense gave up a lot. They gave up a lot of points. They gave up a lot of yards, but they made plays when they needed to. And this defense did that. And I think you were watching exhaustion, right? Yeah. And we pride ourselves on our depth.
I like what Jay Hill said when we were watching the game, because we were going back and forth. We were getting frustrated with, offensively, defensively, whatever was going on. And then at the end, after we scored with Gunnar Ham's play or whatnot, the pass play on the first play of the second overtime, Jay Hill was like, all right, I can trust our defense. If anything, I'm going to trust our defense in this situation. They came up with a big play. Makuba did a great job. I just, you're in the red zone, and you know this too, Adrian. When you're in the red zone, when you can have enough depth and have enough awareness and to actually keep your eyes in it, keep your face in it with that wheel route or whatnot, now you can make a play on the ball. Exactly. You're not turning around and doing other stuff. So that was cool. But when you look at the tackles and everything, our top 3 tacklers are all secondary. So that's not good.
I'll tell you though, that switch release reel that they tried to run earlier when they got bunched up, they run a little run play to Cam. He gets 4 or 5 yards, and they came right back to it.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, hey, that guy has a high IQ on this field. Like he recognized knows where to come. He rolled with him right out there and got his eyes right inside and knew the ball was coming and made a hell of a play on the ball. Right, Makuma, the eraser.
Yeah,
I bet that kid erases. He erases things on the back end. But the part that was interesting, I'll say, I won't even say disappointed. It was interesting was that you had a defense that fought. I mean, they were on the field for 37 minutes.
Yeah.
They
crazy.
fought 95 snaps, 37 minutes of football. And they fought and fought and fought. And the one time they do something that's super uncharacteristic and give up the quarterback scramble for the first down that ultimately led to, Arizona State going up. What I love to see was that it was like I was watching a great movie. It was like, the main character's not going to die, but it looked like they might not make it out. And then boom, we made it out. Like Quinn came, he throws the 4th and 13. Quinn's last 3 passes were the 4th and 13. And then after that, he throws the Gunnar Helm, followed by the sprint out.
A dot.
He throws 3
Come
dots.
on, man.
3 dots.
Yep.
And it finally gave the defense some juice. Like, hey, man, we actually here today. We are. Thank y'all for everything y'all done to this point. We are actually here today to support y'all. You know what I mean? So then the defense goes out and seals the game. So I just think momentum is real, man. Especially at the college level. The pros, I think they do a much better job of being a little bit more mature about erasing the last play and just moving on. But sometimes in college, you'll see like this just flow of like, what are we doing? And they can't stop that. Texas grabbed that momentum and then they sealed that game.
And I gotta say, Sam, love it. It's just love it, man.
I told y'all.
He showed up. He showed up.
He's got great feet.
Because I was the whole time I was just wanted the defense to just clobber him just because of things he was saying in the media. But he is super athletic. There was some times I'm like, how did he get out of this? I mean, we got big time guys chasing him. When you talk about Colin Simmons and Trey Moore and these guys can run.
Yeah, dude,
this guy got out of all of them.
But wait. I'm saying, just hear this, though, right? The kid Levitt. He has 13 carries for 60 yards, right? Yep. His longest one was a 28-yard run. So he has 12 carries for 30 yards?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The defense did a really – I think they did one of the best jobs we've seen of containing him. He extended a lot of plays, and I say about 2 or 3 times he actually found a man downfield.
Right.
And that is – I'm giving him that.
Yeah.
But from what he's done to others to what he's did with us today, I'm like, we did a good job.
I don't think he showed that he was better because he was always talking about he's showing he's better than Quinn. No, you did show you were more athletic.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he got sacked 6 times, and he should have gotten sacked about 15 times. But he's got I'm so impressed with his pocket presence. It reminds me a lot, and he's not this type of player, but it reminds me a lot of watching Michael Penix. Because Penix finds a way to move around in whatever space he has and get the throw off or get the play off. And and he has a sense that you don't see a lot, especially for a redshirt freshman. Yeah. That kid's going to be an NFL quarterback.
I think one thing that you got to take into consideration, though, is that he was going against an elite defense. So what he did versus an elite defense like us, is really a huge deal because a lot of quarterbacks aren't doing that. When they get down, it's pretty much night.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was able to fight
That
back,
is
and
true.
he was able to do.
I'm not saying I'm not saying no. I guess I'm saying like elite defense or not, those kids are human, right?
Yeah.
So 37 minutes on the football field is going to impact. Like, I can't remember which one of y'all said it, but when watching the game together, you said, "Yeah, man, we not running 4-4 no more."
That was me. That was me.
Like, bro, at some point,
Yeah.
like we got to go put this game. The game going into the fourth quarter, they had 8 points. The offense gave up 2 of them.
Yeah. And I'm glad
we
you said
shut
that.
it down.
Yeah.
It was shut down.
Yeah.
We just never separated.
Such an anomaly.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm glad you said that though, because it's a difference. Like, yeah, we were on the field for 37 minutes. It's a big difference if you're on the field for that amount of time and you know your offense is moving the ball, controlling the game. You're able to go out there. You know they're gonna throw the ball. You know that they're gonna go for every 4th down. It is what it is. But when the offense isn't moving, when they aren't getting first downs, when it's 3 and outs, when it's a safety, and you right back on the field again, that's when it takes a toll on you. And it took a toll today.
I tell people all the time, y'all, when you're thinking about, man, why we not making adjustments? Just pause for a second before you get upset. I say this all the time. How do you make adjustments? Right?
On the
There's
sideline.
time for the coordinators to get together and see what's happening.
Exactly.
Then they communicate the change down to the position coaches. The position coaches then grab their players and say, "This is what we're going to do."
Yeah.
They get together on the sideline and they go over that strategy again together as a full defensive group. Then they get and retape, a little bit of water, a little gummy, and then we come back into the field. Yeah. We don't even got time to do that.
You got time for correction.
We don't, like,
That's it.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
It's like I mean, y'all watch boxing. That's what it looked like out there. Hey, he throwing the left, right, and then right back on the field, man. Like, so, 37 minutes paired with 95 snaps lets me know that these are sustained drives.
Yeah.
Now we're stopping them where it matters.
Yeah, we are.
We blocked a field goal.
Yeah.
We stopped Scatterboo on a goal line on the 2-yard line.
Yep.
Right. We there was another turnover we had in the red zone. I can't remember.
And
which
another
one it
4th
was.
down stop.
Another 4th down
We had
stop.
like 3 4 down
Yeah,
stops.
so we're stopping it when it matters most, right? Bend don't break type mentality. But let's not act like the bend don't break works when you separate yourself on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, it's like imagine the little sand that's on the hour. It's a ticking time bomb, man. This defense been on the field the entire game. They literally been on the field the entire game.
Yeah.
But this was a true team win. It took all 3 phases. It took all 3 punt, return, touchdown.
Yeah.
One phase tried to kill it for us. God.
We'll get into that. And I apologize. Correction. Levitt was sacked 3 times, and 2 of those were Trey Moore.
Colin
and
Simmons.
The other was Colin Simmons.
Yep.
Yeah. And let's get it. I mean, we're jumping all around. It doesn't matter. But can we just talk about Matthew Golden?
Oh my gosh.
Sunday.
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 Let's go.
That's
We're
all
gonna
you
start
need to
calling
say.
him
Sunday.
7 catches, 149 yards, 1 touchdown, 21.3 yards per reception.
I don't know what was his biggest catch. Was it the one that kept the
All of them, man. It was
the first attempt that we had before we
last
missed,
fourth
no, I'm
down.
saying before we missed that field goal? Was it that one that kept that drive going? Was it the fade ball? Was it the touchdown
The
in
next
4th and
one?
13?
The next
was
one.
it the 2-point sprint out
biggest catch
rollout
was the next
where he went to the top shelf and grabbed the groceries? Like,
Come on.
Yeah.
this kid just showed up over and over and over. Sunday Golden is what we call him.
Yeah,
now.
he's crazy.
Watching him today, literally what I thought to myself was like, hey man, that transfer portal is actually, hey man, you find a gem in that thing, man. Like this kid can play some ball.
Yeah,
man. He can
and
play
knowing
some
that
ball.
Isaiah Bond was a little nicked up, but he came back or whatnot. Having Matthew Golden and just kind of take the bull by the horn and say, hey, I'm the number 1 guy to throw to today, which we got a few guys we can do that with different games, but that's hats off to that guy, man. I mean, he had like ice in his veins. Like every time they threw it to him, he made a play. And he wasn't always crazy open. Quinn had to put some little English on the ball, and he'll go up there and get it.
Yeah, he would.
People had him 3rd, 4th, 5th receiver going into this year, and he's easily our number 1.
I mean, if you look at it before the season, like you You had Bond. People thought Cook was gonna go
Johnson,
crazy.
Silas,
and then you had Wingo coming in doing this thing. Like he really wasn't anywhere to be found those first couple of games, but he just continued to grow each game, and he's been taking off ever since.
Yeah. He's one of them guys where when you look at his game over the course of a season now, and you say, well, what can't he do?
Yeah,
he can do it all.
Yeah,
he got the top end speed. Ball skills are great. He can locate it right when it's in the air.
Yep.
He's obviously he got a vertical. I'm very curious to see what he tests at when it comes to his vertical. Just watching that boy get up.
Yeah, it's close.
His ability to stop on a dime.
Yeah.
I mean to create separation, because a lot of times the great receivers are open even when they're not open.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he has that. Like, hey, trust me and throw it.
And he's proven it time and time again. Yeah. Like the boy hands they pillows.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if he hit his hands more times than not,
it's a catch, right? I felt really good about us throwing it his way. So obvious, I think that's the offensive MVP.
All right. Well, let's get to the I will say the most uncomfortable part of the conversation and the uncomfortable part of that we have to cover, our special teams.
Man.
And the special teams kept fighting with itself in the first half, where we had the penalty on the first punt, right, for coming after him. I don't know how Mo missed that. I have no idea how Mo missed blocking that punt.
Akina would say his eyes are closed. Your eyes are closed. Your eyes are closed. You got to see what you're trying to block.
So -1, right? And then we come back with Silas Bolden finally breaking it like we knew he could.
Was cool.
That was nice. Huge.
Nice.
So we're at 0. We're even. Then we give up the fake punt, drop it down, and then we're gonna. I don't even know how to say it. We got to talk about Burt.
Yeah, we do, man.
Man, and everyone here knows I've been in Burt's corner the whole time. Still love the kid. Man, that was a tough one.
Yeah,
that's 2 huge games where we've had critical misses. And multiple.
Well, the standard is the standard, right?
Yeah.
And when everybody's got a job to do. Do your job. It's in everybody's locker room, somewhere on coach's board or player's board. Do your job, and I'm sure that Burt is probably one of the persons that has the most expectations for his own self, right? I'm sure he feels bad and all that stuff. This is a high pressure sport, and you just got to come through when your number is called, and it was called a couple of times a day and it didn't go through, and it could have lost us a game, right? But we figured it out, figured a way to get on top and win this game, but that's a sore spot. We got to figure that out.
We do.
It's going to come down when we play these teams next couple of times. Next couple of weeks, we need them. We need them.
Well, and let's not forget though. I did leave it out. We did have a nice block field goal. Ethan Burke blocked that field goal too. So but overall, the special teams was a minus, and we can't have that.
Yeah.
We would much rather it just be non-existent in a sense, right? Like where you don't notice it.
I'll tell you, we shouldn't be nervous on extra points, man. I'm sitting there staring at the TV like, please make this extra point.
I was already thinking how everybody's going to hammer me anyway for my Burt. For sticking up for Burt. I'm like, dude, just make it an extra point.
I mean, it's evident. Mind you, we were just in this stadium 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We missed from the same right hash.
Yeah.
In this exact play, like stop
Twice.
putting the ball on the right hash.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And I'd see we did attempt.
We tried.
We attempted to get to the. Oh man, my boy Quinn had like.
Did he get stepped on?
I don't know.
I thought he fumbled. I was about
baby deer legs, man. He just like failed to the center of the field.
I didn't know what that was.
Whatever happened. All I'm saying is we got to get this kid like center left. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is.
This kid left.
We got to get him left.
Yeah. Even center.
Like just we don't need to kick from the right hash. Sounds
Man, it's crazy. It's
So
crazy.
what you do? You can't manipulate your third down,
sir. You can't, sir. Let me tell you what you do. All right, let's rewind back from this double overtime thriller. Let's rewind back to fourth quarter. Texas has one timeout. It's 20-something seconds left. It's second down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of running Q to the right, you run him to the left. All right? Even if he gets tackled for the same no gain or whatever, he got a yard or so, fine. All right? Whatever. All right? We will kick this ball from the left hash. We got to stay off that right hash.
This is a kid who last year, a lot of people are like, how did this happen? Listen to his stats from last year. 29 to 35, 83%. and Long of 54. He was 8 of 9 for 20 to 29, 10 of 10 from 30 to 39, and 9 of 12 from 40 to 49. 2 of 4 from 50 plus, and 56 of 56 on extra points. He's never missed an extra point in his entire career, knock on wood.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Nick.
But hey, he made them today when he needed to. But and then to have the drop off, he was 80% his freshman year, 83% 83% his sophomore year, and he's 68% this year. And that's before today.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know what it is that's going on. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't either.
We need it fixed, man. I know that's one of those things where, I mean, you looking at the NFL right now, you're seeing Justin Tucker struggling.
Right.
Yeah. Right? You're seeing I believe from person, listen, I can't probably kick the ball from here to there. So like take this with a grain of salt. I think it's a mental thing. Mm-hmm. I think it's a mental thing. Like if you're not hurt, then and you're still in your prime, then seeing a steep decline is usually a mental thing.
Agreed.
Right? So I don't know what the block is that's there. Maybe he just needs to see the ball go in a little bit, but we got to figure it out. We have to, because
I don't know what you do with this.
The craziest part is it doesn't get easier from here. No, it gets massively more difficult from here.
Yeah, we're about to be facing a juggernaut of Ohio State who's up 24-0 on number 1 Oregon right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Well, I'm surprised it's 24-0.
I'm surprised it's 24-0.
I thought Ohio State was going to win.
Man, I don't know. And then the other part we got to talk about is this third quarter issue.
Yeah.
Like, it is an actual thing. The last 6 games, we've been outscored 48-6. We have 6 points in the last 6 games in the third quarter.
I just really think it's kind of what I hit on last week. Y'all weren't here, but it's just kind of – When we usually go into halftime, we're usually up by a lot. So there's not y'all know when you're up by a lot and everybody in the flow.
You're trying to keep your edge. You're trying your hardest to keep your edge.
What adjustments are being made? You just kind of say, hey,
everything
stay on
working,
their
right? Yeah.
While the other team's flipping everything.
But the other team, whoever we're playing, in this case, Arizona State today, they're scrapping everything. Yeah. They get their best cornerback. First thing they do is blitz them off the edge. I don't think they blitz off the edge like that the whole first half. Yeah. Like they're scrapping our whole playbook, and it just takes time for us to figure it out. But what hurts us the most is while we're figuring it out, we're also giving up points too. It's okay if it's null, like if we're not really giving up points, but we just end up giving up touchdowns and it just hurts us. And like you talked about the momentum, the first half versus the second half, it just kills us.
Yeah.
It kills us.
Yeah. I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. It's what you would love to see is us taking the mentality that I've been kind of like just begging for all year. Is this like kill everything moving mentality? Yeah. Right? Like, hey, we're up 14. Why are we not up by 30?
Yeah.
The word I heard that makes the most sense, and I don't, because we know all the kids, we know their personalities, their mentality. Complacency. And I don't get it. We get up and it feels like there's a complacency overall, not just the kids, the coaching staff, everything. I don't know what it is, and it's not a knock, but it's something's off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to put more emphasis, like make a conscious effort. Like, I don't know, you put it up, during halftime. Hey, guys, letting everybody know, hey, we got this first 5 minutes. Because playing in college, playing in NFL, and you guys know this, it's all about starting fast, and then halftime, got to come out. You got to come out going. You set the tone, and then let them know, hey, this is how it's going to go. We didn't do that. They got some confidence, and they kind of scrapped it out and made it a game.
Let's be clear, though. Our defense shows up ready to play.
They do.
We got to find a way to score some points in the third quarter.
It's more pointing at the offense a little bit.
We got to just figure out a way to score points in the third quarter. I don't know why we take our foot off the gas in a sense, and I'm sure it's not intentional, but there's something that's happening there to where I don't know if it's just solely adjustment based. We're not coming out with the same intention and the same detailed focus that we had to start the football games. Like, we're starting with this level of focus and it's ready to go type situation. And then it feels like even when you're looking at the line of scrimmage, which I am, we're catching. we're catching. We're not firing off the ball. We're starting off catching. And I mean, and I tried my best not to listen to sideline reporters, but whoever was doing the game today, she said something that caught my ear. She's like, I'm down here on the sideline now, and everybody's saying the same thing. Our pad level is too high.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, that gets you beat.
Yeah.
Like that gets you beat physically.
Yeah.
That is how you lose a physical football game, which is what Arizona was trying to make. It was just a street fight.
Yeah.
Right? And when you got that, you got to make them pay.
Yeah.
If they gonna blitz like that, you gotta make them pay.
You got to.
You gotta make them pay, right? Like the one time they did send that blitz like that, and it didn't get 4th and 13.
Yeah.
You gotta make them pay. So I would love to just see us match the aggressiveness that comes our way to start the third quarter.
It's interesting you said that, because if you really think about it, if you take away Silas's touchdown, we going to halftime.
Don't take that. Don't take that.
I know, but we're going to halftime
We
10-3.
need that
So
one.
even though we're up by a
good
good
point.
margin, our offense really hadn't did anything since the first drive. They had those 2 plays the first drive. They kind of drove again in the second quarter,
Put up
but
a field
stalled
goal.
out and put up a field
That was
goal.
the only sustained drive of the first half.
Yeah, like they really didn't do anything else. Like every time Quinn was dropping back, he was pretty much fighting for his life. They was sending the blitz and he was getting hit. Like we didn't really do too much. So
What I like seeing him do early, and he did a little bit late, one that I think actually saved us, was, they were doing a good job of getting underneath where he wanted to go with the ball on the back end of the blitz. And so what he was doing was finding his outlet was his back.
Yeah.
To just checking it down to his back, right on the swing route. He did a really good job of that in the third quarter, specifically when he checked one down to Blue. And Blue ended up getting the first down. I was nervous if that was 3 and out.
yeah.
If that was 3 and out,
Because the momentum was already building.
man.
It was already coming.
This is after a safety. This is after a drive for a field goal, and now a 3 and out. That would have had me nervous, right? But getting that, and it's so crazy how much of this offense, we've seen it throughout the season, is such a momentum-based offense.
Sporadic.
Like no matter who they play, when they get going, if it looks like they can't be stopped. And then other times it look like they can't get going, right? But it's like you get that one first down, and all of a sudden this offense starts rolling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We gotta, and that's a great point, because we gotta figure out. Well, Quinn has to figure out, because when he takes sacks, a lot of times he's still trying to throw the ball, but he's running forward, and that's when he's making it easy for the rushers to get him. Like he needs to stay in the pocket. If he can just stay in the pocket and trust his arm, trust the check down right in front of him or to the sideline, he wouldn't get in trouble so much. He does have you can tell he has a little timer going off in his head. He goes back and it's like, all right, 1, 2, 3, and then it's like, oh snap, I gotta go. It's like, no, stay, you're good. Like they're blocking for you, you're good. So hopefully we can figure it out. I got a question for y'all. Is our expectation too high for this team, or did we underestimate ASU?
Expectation being too high, I would say, I know you're not talking about that defense. I know you're not talking about 95 snaps played and eight points going into the fourth quarter.
No.
So I'm not even going to address. We're talking about on the offensive side of the
That is
football,
true. Yeah.
Right?
Way to pull that out. I'm underneath.
The offensive side of the football has to be more consistent. The talent is there at every single position. Gunnar Helm made some. When the ball came his way, he made the play. Clutch plays down the stretch. We've seen a 17-play, 10-minute drive, all runs. Like we've seen what the backs can do.
Yeah.
We've seen this offensive line up for the best offensive line in college football. You know what I mean? As a unit, we've seen what you've seen the left tackle win the best interior lineman in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got a quarterback that's considered one of the top 4 to 5 quarterbacks in the draft, and shows why in overtime.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the expectation is right where it should be.
Okay.
It's not being met consistently.
Yeah.
And
But shouldn't that tell you that that's who we are?
Yeah, I think realistically,
Ish.
I think we're too close to it. I do.
Okay.
And I think if we take a step back, and Josh Pate said it on Pate State, and he said, I haven't seen this team. This team is the most talented team. I think he said they're like the most or one of the most talented teams in the country.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen this team put together a full game or even close. I think that's the issue. At this point in the season, I don't know that we can. Can we?
Do we need to?
Right. Fair. And I'm
Yes, we need to.
Well,
because
winning, guys.
listen,
next week,
listen,
next week we're going to need a complete game.
We almost there.
when we've faced teams with equal talent, which has been Georgia,
Yeah.
we have not. We've lost both of those matches by not putting together a complete game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think a complete game also talks about special teams too, like field goal kicking as well. A lot of the times, like when people talk about complete games, it's mostly offense or defense. If we put together a complete game in the SEC championship with our special teams, we win the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We gave up a fake punt. We missed a field goal to win the game.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff kills us. I do think our expectation is right where it needs to be. I think where we get in trouble is we either play down to competition or we play up to competition. And I don't know if that's you're the only one here with a national championship. Y'all both came in at the same time.
Hold on. Whoa.
Y'all. Oh no, you left. Yeah, you left before. You left. My bad. But y'all both came.
So wait.
Y'all both came in. Y'all both came in at the same time.
This is a Fozzy clone. This is a Fozzy Whittaker clone over here, huh? Is that what you? Yeah, I hear him. Yeah, I hear him. What? Mad at me because you got gray in your beard. That's crazy work, all right?
Hey, no, but what I mean by that is y'all both been a part of real good teams and championship caliber teams. So y'all know what it is to when you meeting a lesser opponent or anybody that you think is a lesser opponent, you step on their neck right now. So do you think, I know we're going to the semis?
Yeah.
We're going to the semis, but is this a championship quality team because we play up the competition and down the competition? Is that
well, let me tell you, if I'm gonna accept that as true. I'm not gonna challenge that.
Yep.
Then my answer would have to be yes.
Yeah.
If we play, because the only thing that's left from here are teams that can win that championship.
But we play any less than a Michigan level game on here on out, we lose.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. And Ohio State just went up 31-0 in the first half.
You want to know what's coming next? That's what's coming.
Juggernaut.
They made Tennessee look like UTSA.
But Tennessee, we knew that though.
But we didn't know they was UTSA. But
like they
made
knew
Tennessee,
that.
Listen, they made Tennessee look like they were not happy to be there. And they making the number one undefeated Oregon, the one that they lost to earlier. They leaving no doubt that they should have won that game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's what's coming next. And I'm not saying that to be scared at all. I'm saying the level of football that's needed to win a championship will be played by somebody on that field. Make sure it's you.
Yeah.
Right. There's no lack of motivation coming up.
All right. Well, the good thing is we will not be favored for the first time, I think, this entire year.
Totally fine.
Yeah. So we are 100% the underdog, and I think we should get in. We got tons of comments and questions out there. Hey, if anybody else has them, get them in now. We're gonna start tearing through these, and I've been so out of sorts that I forgot to introduce everybody. To my left, Jeremy Hills. To my right, Adrian Phillips, and to my right, Derrick Johnson. So let's get into these questions and comments. Let's see. From Joshua Aveller, I guess he didn't say anything, but he gave us $1.99. So thanks, Josh. Appreciate that.
That's love.
But just get a shout out to you. From Caleb Bond, build Matthew Golden a statue ASAP.
Facts. We're gonna put it up there next to Ricky's.
Yeah. I mean, props to him. He's come through huge. And then let's see. From John Byington, outscored 53-13 in the third quarter, the last 7 games. Trend seems to be score points in the first, maintain in the second, unravel in the third. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And then
I can't even.
cardiac arrest in overtime and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's see. From Patrick Camacho, got to give it up to ASU. They played a damn good game and never gave up. But you have to give Quinn all the credit. He played like a baller and not just a bus driver today. Hook 'em horns. I'll say Quinn was up and down this game, but when we needed to play, like he
threw for over 300 and
he
three
had ice
tutties.
in his veins. Yeah.
He threw for 300.
He made some throws where you
Yeah.
say, hey, this guy isn't open, and he threw him open.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you could just see like his composure, like his character, like when he was talking to them boys. When they scored the first time,
I
did you
seen
see that?
I did see that.
And he was drawn with the ASU boys. Like you like to see that.
Yeah.
He got
Just the
dog.
one I want to see him get rid of that's been really the one consistent flaw that I've seen was the air underneath the ball on the deep ball.
The floater deep ball.
We
is the
gotta get
We got guys
rid of
that can run, so just don't.
Yeah.
But you watch him make that pass, but then you watch the pass to Gunnar Helm. You watch the 2-point conversion. You watch the pass to Matthew
It's
Golden.
there.
And that's he has
ball,
that arm.
That ball came out with intention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like instead of like what feels like, make a play, it's more here go the ball.
Yeah,
like,
go get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that ball, we have to get rid of it. It's an arm punt. It's just like an arm punt. It's like,
Well, you know what it is like when the quarterback is throwing a deep ball like that. A lot of that is a pre-snap decision anyway. So he already has it in his mind that if I get what I see when I hit my back foot, I'm gonna just put some air on it and let him go make a play. But at the same time, bro, like you gotta read that. The third time's the charm on that. He tried to post 3 times.
Yeah.
The third time they got picked. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. The one that actually got picked, like you could see that the corner was outside of the
by like 5 yards, he won. Isaiah Bond won the route. Isaiah Bond won the route.
Yeah.
Put some zip on that ball and it's caught.
That's what I mean by a pre-snap decision. Like he in his mind, he was just like, I'm gonna just give him a chance to make a play instead of what you said. Hey, I see you. Here go the ball.
Yeah.
So
From Canadian Longhorn, anyone else aged 2 more years today? Sheesh, yeah.
Absolutely, my hip hurt.
We had a full meltdown in the studio before it like that. I'm glad we weren't filming that part of it.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
like, I mean, it wasn't safe for anywhere. So let's see, from Joshua Aveller. The whole game, I thought these guys must watch Third and Longhorn because they're playing inspired. Thanks a lot, Jay Hills.
Hey, man, listen. I apologize. No, those guys, I mean, man, they were like a roach that wouldn't go away, man. They down 17-3 and just like would not go away and clawed their way back in it. So, yeah, man, congrats to that unit.
Yeah.
The Big 12 champ was legit today.
Yeah,
they were.
For real. Like, and I mean, I'll say it. I think we thought Texas was going to shut down Scatterbo, and the way that game started, it looked like it was
He had 35
happen.
yards going into the half, right?
And then to end with, he had 38 touches between running and receiving, and 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 for 1 for 42 yards and a touchdown on passing.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
But that just goes to show you that when you don't play complimentary football, even the best defense in the country will get tired.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
100%.
And so, like, I'm looking at that, and I don't want to take anything from Scatterbo. He did his thing. And the fact that he's throwing up and still going and chugging away yards, like, he doing his thing. Let's make sure that's said. What's also true, complimentary football early erases all that.
Yeah. That game's over if Texas puts the foot on the throat.
yeah.
Let's see. From Canadian Longhorn, he's Tim Tebow, almost. I don't know. I think he's saying Scatterbo. Yeah. I mean, he did everything. Let's see. From Chris Bennett, first time Texas will play in the Cotton Bowl since DJ's sophomore year of 2002. 22 years ago today was that 2003 Cotton Bowl when Texas beat LSU.
Yeah, that was a good game too. I remember that. I was
DJ, I was
ago.
born 22 years ago. Close to it.
Man, shouts to CB. He's always got the facts, man. Let's see. Dadgum Batman, shout out to him. He's always giving good comments. Helm came in clutch late.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, absolutely.
Can I say this? I really believe that if Wisner and Helm don't get going early, it's gonna be a tough day for us. Like, I feel like those 2 guys are the catalyst of our offense. Now, Golden is the X factor right now. But we got guys that can make a play in the receiver room. Like the receiver room is long, but Helm and Wisner, like they have to get their touches early. They have to get going.
Yeah.
If they don't get going, like it's going to be a long day for us. And you can see at the end when Helm touches the ball, is walk off. I know that's a little it's a little fluff in there, but still, I believe the more touches he has, the better day it is for us.
And he's a safety blanket for Quinn because, that's the tight end position. It's right there. And then handing the ball off, being able to sustain drives and control the clock and stay ahead of the chains with Wisner.
Yeah.
That helps everybody out.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Oh, man, I think we all had our hearts stopped when he held his knee that time. And
then he popped
up. It looked like he tore something, and then he popped right back up and jumped and back in. And came in and makes that huge play.
I tell you, I said he had a glitch.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Well, this is an awesome comment from Zach Whelan. Shout out to Zach Whelan. He's the one that made our logo right here. The man that we call Threvo up here. So that's our guy. Zach said the O-line deserves a lot of credit for that 4th down overtime touchdown. Great job picking up that blitz and giving Quinn the time to make the throw and Golden the time to get downfield. Yeah, we all saw it. They were bringing the house and
walled them. Walled them.
And
completely walled them. Nobody even got close to Quinn.
Yeah. Let's see, from RC, are Nick and Bert kinfolk? Nick has loved hard on Bert. So, it started as like a joke, but then, he's been a solid player, but, he's got to get it right.
Got to get back on the horse, man.
We still love you, Bert, and we're going to need him.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to need him.
Yeah.
So, it's not time to jump on him. Let's see. Quentin said, Texas has a Quinn problem. I don't know how much you can hate today. He didn't play a perfect game, but what quarterback played a perfect game?
300 yards, man, and came through in the clutch with the biggest throw. Those last 3 passes. Oh. It's so. Imagine being. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship. Like I'm looking at this kid.
I'm sticking up for Quinn and
I'm looking at this
Bert
kid, and I'm just like, I know what he's capable of. I've seen it. I've been to practice. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Only for like those last. Go back and look at those last 3 passes. Go back and look. It'll go unnoticed. He tripped on the sprint out on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
And to trip and get his eyes back up and throw a dime.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And this is a we got you here in the flat or we got you over there. There's nobody else to get his ball to.
Yeah.
And it has to come out.
Yeah.
We got one play. Yeah. So he threw 3 dots to end that game. He is capable of it.
Yeah.
Quinn takes a lot of flack, man. I don't think we have a Quinn problem. Right now, I don't think we really had a Quinn problem today. It's just, I think overall the offense was just kind of sleep today, but they ended up turning it on when we needed it in double overtime.
We in trouble when we're not balanced, man.
Yeah.
That's just the facts. We are in trouble when we're not balanced. When we play good teams, and that's all that's left, if we're not balanced, we are in trouble.
And the quarterback position is just such a key position. So when we have these corrective criticism moments that we have, the quarterback is the guy. So and nobody's getting sensitive about critiquing Quinn. Quinn's a really good player, and he's going to play better down the stretch, and things are going to get harder, and I think we're going to get stiffer, I guess.
34 to 0, Ohio State.
Crazy.
34-0.
How much time left in the second quarter?
Let's see. 2:59.
Ohio State wanted this. They wanted this.
Well, this brings us to the next comment, and then you guys can answer it from IT Mac Pro. Is Texas going to win against the Buckeyes?
That's up to Texas.
It is.
That's completely up to Texas.
I believe we are, but another thing I will say is I hope we don't get the same Ohio State that we getting today. I don't think that we will, and even if we do, I think that we'll play up to the level of competition. But it's going to be a dogfight.
I got bad news for you.
We getting that?
Michigan unleashed the Kraken.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm telling you? Michigan punched them in their mouth. They said what happened from there was Ohio State held a team meeting.
Yeah.
Kicked everybody out. And they made up their mind from there what they will be remembered by. Those seniors made up their mind what they will be remembered by, and they've been playing like it since.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I heard. You can hear the mic pick up audio. Man, they was doing their pregame for Tennessee. I heard that boy say, "Lock the gates." I said, "Oh, okay, okay." It's only one person leaving here, huh? But no, earlier in the year, back in early September. and did a NIL deal with Juckins and Burke, the corner and the running back over there. So I flew up to Columbus, spent some time with them, and was signing the Kane footwear. Spent about 2 or 3 days with them. And, we jawing back and forth. And they said, if it come down to us and y'all, what's going to happen, right?
Nah.
I swear to you. They had us circled a long time ago. Yeah. They respect our game.
They predicted a loss, correct?
They respect our game. They respect our game. They respect our game, but they feel like America loves us too much. Yeah. That's what they feel like. Yeah. So I'm glad it's them.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm glad it's them. And guess what? I hope they got their Kane footwear on. But we got to go punch them.
Yeah.
We got to go punch them. We've seen what happens when they've been punched. Go back and look at the Penn State game. Look at the first Oregon game, right? Look at the Michigan game. If you punch, look at the Nebraska game.
Yeah.
Look at the Nebraska game. If you punch Ohio State, you can slow all that down. If you don't, they have NFL caliber talent all around the field the same way we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. I like this comment from Scott in Texas. Can we wear blue and maize versus OSU? Their kryptonite. From Chris Rules 9955, I bet we play better as an underdog. We'll see.
I agree. Chris, I think you're spot on with that one. A game like this, AP hit it earlier when he said you'd much rather be correcting after a win than a loss. And those corrections will be made. You better believe they already watching this Ohio State-Oregon game.
Facts.
And you better believe they looking around saying, all right, it's going to be like they will come out. I have no doubt that Texas will come out focused.
Yeah. I'm really thinking that it's about to be a lashing. Like this film that they about to watch, like we won. Like we're going to the next round. But when they watch this film, they are about to get it, and we've all been a part of. We've all been a part of meetings like that. Fun. When you win and you still getting it, like it's kind of going to be the same thing. Like Ohio State had that team meeting where you say they unleashed the Kraken or whatever. We finna get this right now because there was no way that Arizona State should have been this close to us, and Sark and the rest of that staff is going to let them know, and they're going to let them know what's coming into town next week, and I think we're going to be ready.
Yeah, what's coming to the great state of Texas is that.
Yeah.
The O. Right? They play for everything. Mind you, after that Michigan game, that viral clip went out after the big team fight was happening. Ryan Day was looking like, he was in the end days. Ryan Day was looking like he was in the end days. He was like, and he got lost in – they fighting for Ryan Day. They fighting for that senior group, that senior class. They fighting for the championship. They fighting to say that they can actually get it done and win the big one. Like they got a lot that they fighting for. We do too.
Yeah.
So this will be two juggernauts, and it'll be interesting. We've seen Will Howard. We're very familiar with him.
Come on now.
We're very familiar.
Come on now.
Like we know who he is.
Yeah. Yep.
We know who he is. So let's go remind him.
Didn't you say this was his class? Did you say that, or is this Quinn's class?
No. This is
Ohio State.
That's a good question.
I'm not sure.
Is it?
I think this might be his.
Because he's a
This is his class.
You know what I'm super interested? I don't know the answer to that.
I'm not
I don't know. But what I'm really interested to see, I think Jeremiah Smith, if he was a junior, he would be potentially the first or second receiver off the board this year as a true freshman.
100%.
I'm very interested to see Mr. Thorpe versus him. It's gonna be
fun.
Mr. Thorpe showed up today.
He did.
Notice I call certain people Mr.
Yeah.
On purpose.
11 tackles.
Mr. Thorpe showed up today. Okay. Yeah. So I can't wait to see what it looks like when he lining up across from what is probably the most talented freshman I've seen.
He like that. 6'3", 225.
And for whatever reason, every time he plays football, it looks like he's upset.
Man,
that's a good thing.
Come on, man.
Well, let's knock these last two comments out. From Chris Bennett, Texas now is the only school to win every New Year's Six bowl game. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's a cool fact.
They just don't give out championships for that.
Yeah, exactly. And then from Impious, Hills should Bond or Golden come back? Thoughts?
I don't think either of them does. I think Golden has played himself into he has played up the draft boards completely.
Big time.
Yeah. And if I'm Golden, I'm simply looking at who else. I'm looking at the rest of the receiver class, right? And then I'm looking at team needs. I'm getting my draft grade back, and then I know where I'm gonna test at. I think his film is gonna be so good from this season that if you let's be real, we know ourselves.
Yeah.
You know if you're gonna test that 4.3 or not.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know if you're gonna jump 40 or not.
Yeah.
So if he knows that he's going to run and jump the way he should, I don't know if I come back after I put this kind of film out there. If Texas lost today, the film he put out there was, I'm so glad this is what the world saw. Like,
Yeah.
you
Quality opponents every time. Yeah.
Right, every time. Like honestly, like really take a second and think about it. When has he not shown up when they counted on him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then Isaiah, I think it was written for him that he was gone no matter what at the end of this year.
That's the one that one kind of hurt me, man. I think that I thought he was gonna kind of have like a AD Mitchell type of year.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was gonna.
But I mean, it's
when
tough,
he's
man.
healthy,
y'all dealt with those ankles, bro.
It's tough, bro.
Like we seen Kelvin Banks deal with it today. People don't understand a high ankle sprain. It just takes time.
You really
and
need
the one
surgery.
thing you don't get in the grind is time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it finally does start feeling better, you can be playing the whole game and it feels great. In one play,
Yeah.
somebody falls on it the wrong way, you step
back
the wrong way, and it feels
Square
like you
one
are
now.
right back to
Yeah.
square one.
Yeah.
So knowing that, and then knowing what it takes to be a great receiver, like he got to come out his breaks, he got to step, he got to drop. I'm giving him a pass on that, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the league looks at it too.
Yeah. Well, before I think we're about to wrap up, but we didn't get to players of the game. Obviously, Matthew Golden got our offensive
That's
player
for
of the
sure.
game.
Easy.
And we gave
7 catches, 149 yards, a longer 54, a tutty, a clutch catch in fourth quarter, another clutch catch.
Multiple.
Like, come on.
Yeah, and then defense, we went with Andrew Makuba, 5 tackles, 5 solo, and 1 interception that sealed the game. Obviously, there's a lot of deserving folks on the defense. Jade had an incredible game.
Yeah.
I think we didn't even. I mean, we were in such a hurry to get this thing going that
Trey
it was
Moore,
like,
a couple sacks.
Trey had 2 sacks. Like Colin had a couple big plays. Like it was a great effort by the defense, but. We went with Makuba. Well, before we get out of here, you guys got any final comments, final thoughts?
Rest up, Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rest up, man. Take what you can from the film. Discard what you can't. Like, don't beat yourself up on this. At the end of the day, it's survive and advance.
Yeah.
And lock in. You know what's coming next. You know who you are. They got to come to Texas.
Yeah.
They got to come here. They got to come to Texas.
That's a good thing. It's going to be like a home game for them. Yeah. So it's going to be very convenient to make some stuff happen next week. So can't wait, man.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back with the preview show probably early next week.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, and the game I believe is next Friday, the 10th, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It looks like it's going to be Ohio State, but you never know what's going to happen.
And our thoughts and prayers are out to everybody down in New Orleans right now.
Oh yeah, for
that
sure.
That was sad.
Terrible.
Terrorist act and a terrible tragedy, and praying for all of those families out there, and I'm hoping everybody else makes it back home safe.
Yeah, great point. Amen. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate everybody's comments, everybody's questions, and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us and share it with your friends. Appreciate y'all. Hook 'em.